If you missed my last video, we tried to reconstruct Megabonk with 3 different AI models. Now, I got a lot of criticism for not actually showing the real game and producing something that was more of a draft than the actual thumbnail. So today we are using the winning game, which is generated by Gemini 3 Pro Agentic, and actually improving it to look a lot more high quality than what we've seen before. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing that I typed into Rosebud was to make the arena bigger and jungle themed, so that it actually looks a lot more like the actual game. And within a few seconds, I had this whole jungle in which I was running around. Now at this point, I realized that my blob was not great at fighting the characters off, and that was probably because it was facing the wrong way this whole time. So then I asked the AI model to actually make sure that my coordination and direction and facing were correct. And it revised it pretty quickly. In the meantime, I played around, and suddenly I was moving in the right direction and not walking with my back anymore. Now, next up, it had to be graphics, and for this, I actually went over to CSM, which is a generative AI platform for generating 3D assets, and I used a couple of their workflows to create a gorilla character for the main player. So I first used their chat to image generation model, where I basically typed in the character that I wanted, and at first I wanted a big, strong gorilla holding a hammer, and I quickly later realized, you will see, that once I even had it in front of a white background and I generated a 3D model, that this wasn't really going to work out because it's not in a neutral place. So you could also do this with an image model like Nano Banana or any one of your choice, but this is only the first step. Anyway, I went back and generated a goofier version of the gorilla and made sure to ask the model to put it into a neutral pose so that it is later easier to animate for the model and to pick up on all the limbs and all the collision within the character. So then the next step was to actually create a base baked model, which basically means the 3D version of the photo with the textures and the coloring on it. And while I let that run, I came back to my game to troubleshoot it. Now, like I said, the last time we left it off was at fixing the direction in it, and now I wanted to make sure I can fix the enemies and actually be able to combat them, because it seemed to me like all of this clicking wasn't actually leading somewhere. So my next prompt was to actually expand the arena and to give me more places to fight rather than this small circle. I wanted to run around like in the original game. And while I read that run, I checked the models, and I was very right. The first version with the crossed over character was having trouble coloring the gorilla, and it was just very weird looking unless it was from the specific angle that the image was working from. So instead of this, I headed over to see the next gorilla that I had generated. This one was still a lot better. Its back was still white, but I thought we can roll with this for now, and I can always work on repolishing this and regenerating this later. But it looked just a lot more consistent with what I had imagined for the main avatar. Now the next step was to animate it, and I just selected running, walking, and I wanted to do something for the bonk effect as well. And I just typed that in and let AI to kind of create this animation for me. The walking turned out fairly good, although the hammer was moving a little bit weird, but when you see the running and the bonking, you will be very surprised. The running just made no sense to me. It clearly had some trouble detecting the body parts of the gorilla, even though I tried it multiple times. And then the bonking was not much better either. It seemed like the gorilla was able to move its arm, but the hammer was for some reason stuck at the bottom. Now, likely the solution for this is to generate a different sprite sheet, potentially hold their hand up or make the hammer more distinctively part of the body. And I did try to reanimate this part, but again, my results didn't actually go very far in terms of producing something useful and effective. So anyway, I just downloaded the walking animation for now and decided to only use that in the game because I really wanted to replace the blobs. Now this is a great feature of Rosebud where you can upload your own assets and then use them within the game however you want. So you can download asset packs from the internet as well if that's where you're finding these things. And then you can easily just rename them and reference them in chat through natural language and get them working in your game. So that's exactly what I did. I told the AI to replace my main player with the walking gorilla, and if I were to select a different kind of asset for the bonking animation, I would have done that if it had worked out. Anyway, suddenly I had the gorilla, and you can see it was tiny, but it was there and it was walking very well. I had also added in power-ups for speed and health bars as well. And I also added in a quest for the bonks, and I added in coins that you could collect throughout the game, and also rewards for actually properly fighting off the enemies that were coming to attack you. Now there is a little coin counter up in the top right corner, which keeps accumulating whenever you collect any money or whenever you fight someone off, but it is a little bit covered off by the full screen button for now. So trust me, it is there and it is working. Anyway, the last thing that I wanted to add in for this more polished version of Megabonk was animations and sound effects. And it was so great to actually just tell the AI to fix this and to make this happen. You will see in a second how the results were. Before that, I just wanted to make sure that the character wasn't lagging, because if you saw, it was much smaller and sometimes the walking animation was lagging a little bit, it was a little glitchy, and so I wanted to eliminate that. The best thing is that I can literally just say, hey, the character seems to be lagging, and it just worked out. There were a couple of fix-it errors that the AI suggested to fix immediately, and then it just ran through all of these edits without me actually needing to understand anything, and here it was. So now you can see me kind of test play everything with the animations. The sound effects are not recorded, but trust me, they are there. I will leave the game link in the caption if you want to test play it, and let me know what I should add next to it. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you will try to recreate your own version of your favorite game. Thank you so much for watching it until the end, and let me know in the comments what game I should try recreate next, or how would you improve it from here onwards. Again, Gemini 3 Pro seems to have done great work on this, especially in the agentic mode. I'm curious to test more.